Hey, thank you very much, and it's really good to be here, always. I mean, I just live up the street there in Point Loma, but it's good to see some of my shipmates that were enlisted here today and coming up and letting me have a picture made with them and so forth. You know, you're only as good as the team can play, and I had a great team. So enough said about that. Hats off to Oscar and Dave Payson for making this happen. I started to, I said, Scott called me and he said, well, we want you to kick this off along with Matt. And before we get into a panel discussion, which Scott's going to MC. So I started doing a little history searching, and I came to the conclusion that these three ships, Midway, FDR, Carl C., had a dramatic input into the Cold War and Vietnam, and incremental increases in our sea power. The Midway was commissioned on 10 September 45. She served 47 years at sea. FDR, the Franklin Delano Roosevelt, they came around this thing. They were supposed to be the Carl C. And FDR had passed away, President Roosevelt. And so they named that one the Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And then the third one out was the Carl C. And that was the order. I mentioned Midway, 1945, CV-42 at FDR, 1 October 1947. Carl C, CV-43, 27 October. So once the ball got rolling, it really was rolling fast. I mentioned the Midway 47 years at sea during her life, FDR 32 years, and Carl C 45. So, those were all straight deck carriers when they were launched. So in the 50s, we did a wholesale overhaul on all three ships to bring in the angle deck, the steam catapults, and mirror landing apparatus and so on. And so that was a major thing. And getting 3 angle decks at sea was really, really awesome. In the 1960s, all 3 of these ships participated in the Vietnam War. Carl C. made 6 deployments. That was the leader of this. Midway made 3 deployments, and FDR made 1 to Vietnam. But FDR was really more of an East Coast carrier and was very instrumental, as were the other 2 ships, in winning the Cold War. So that's very impressive, I believe. In the late 1960s now, Midway went through what you see today. An extra elevator, a widened flight deck, projecting the angle farther forward. But that all happened in the 60s. It became so expensive that it was unaffordable to do it with the Carl C and the FDR. And let's see, I think I've about covered I want to make this brief. It's a brief history of how we got here and then how we got here today on this magnificent ship, and praising our other 2 sisters and what the impact was on our country. Very positive. I now want to introduce Scott McCall. He is kind of the XO of Midway, Mac's right-hand man. He's been with us for 22 years now on the Midway, 12 of them to get the ship here. And I can't tell you how important he was, because he was a PR guy. He was out there. We had to turn lots of minds around to get this ship here. Politicians, the mayor, you name it. We weren't popular in the beginning. And now, Scott is director of marketing and really a jack of all trades, has slid over to work for Mac when Mac took over the ship. And in doing so, he was really a significant force in helping the Midway grow in the next 10 years to what we are today, the #1 attraction in Southern California. Beautiful programs for teaching and education. It's just a heck of an organization. And now we've got, I think, Mac, 1.5, Scott, 1.5 million a year. The Naval Air Systems Command told us you won't get more than 400 the first year. They were going to bat on all the other rusting hull ship memorials. And so we proved wrong every step of the way. There were 800 people the first year, and then it started growing exponentially. And it's all about location, 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 and good leadership. So I will now introduce Scott. He's going to MC the panel that we have.